I had the dream job, the corner office, the fat paycheck, everything society tells introverts to strive for. But one question turned my comfortable life into a living hell. What if achieving success actually meant betraying my true self, leaving me trapped in a golden cage of soul-crushing spreadsheets and forced extroversion? The question was simple. Am I truly happy? It sounds easy, right? But it hit me like a ton of bricks. I had everything I thought I wanted: a high-powered career, a fancy apartment, the respect of my peers. But beneath the surface, I was miserable. I felt like I was playing a role, pretending to be someone I wasn't. The constant meetings, the networking events, the pressure to be on all the time, it drained me. Before this question, my life was all about external validation. I chased promotions, bigger bonuses, and the approval of my boss. My days were filled with endless tasks, reports, and meetings. My evenings were often spent attending industry events, forcing myself to socialize and make connections. I thought this was what success looked like. But deep down, I longed for solitude and quiet reflection. The struggle was intense. I felt like I was living a double life. At work, I was the confident, outgoing executive. But at home, I was a quiet, introspective person who craved peace and solitude. The constant pressure to be someone I wasn't took a toll on my mental and emotional health. I started to feel anxious and irritable. I questioned everything. Was this all there was? I started looking into psychology, seeking understanding. I dove deep into introspection, trying to understand my feelings and motivations. I spent hours in quiet reflection, contemplating my values and beliefs. I realized that I had been living my life according to other people's expectations, not my own. This journey of self-discovery was both painful and liberating. I began to understand the importance of self-awareness and the power of embracing my introverted nature. The turning point came during a silent retreat. Away from the noise and distractions of daily life, I finally had the space to connect with my inner self. I realized that true happiness wasn't about achieving external success, but about living in alignment with my values. I understood that my introversion wasn't a weakness, but a strength. It allowed me to think deeply, to observe carefully, and to connect with others on a more meaningful level. This realization was a momentous occasion for me. I made a decision to change my life. I left my high-powered job and started my own business, one that allowed me to work independently and on my own terms. I created a life that honored my need for solitude and quiet reflection. I started prioritizing self-care, spending time in nature, and pursuing creative activities that brought me joy. My new perspective is that success is about authenticity, not achievement. It's about living a life that feels meaningful and fulfilling, not one that simply looks good on paper. I learned that happiness comes from within, from accepting myself for who I am, and living in alignment with my values. I've embraced my introversion, and I now see it as a gift. Now, while this video explored the initial question and its impact, there are still questions that remain. How do introverts navigate relationships with extroverts? What are the specific strategies for building a fulfilling career as an introvert in a world that often favors extroversion? These are topics for future exploration. If you found this video insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to keep watching more amazing videos like this.